So this week we're going to be looking at another drawer in this big red toolbox here. So I think it was last week or the week before last we upgraded the spanner drawer and we went from Shadow Foam Original in red to a new piece of Shadow Foam, the multi-layered new stuff in blue, and we cut in the full spanner set with the Fingerpulls, and I think that turned out great. And we didn't quite get time to do the second drawer, so we're going to do that today. But instead of going for the same style, which is black with blue underneath, we're going to flip it over today and we're going to cut into the blue surface to showcase the reversible nature of Shadow Foam. So the first thing to do is get our cutting kit and set up our desk here. So we're going to be going for the same layout again as we've got there. We've got nothing to add. We're starting with the drawers that we don't need to change very much because we've got all of the pliers, all of the circlips that we need, and we just need to upgrade it to the new stuff. This is wipeable, more durable, and it's going to work better for us than this stuff. However, that liner has held up really well to say this is about 7 years old. So, first thing you're going to need to do is get your new sheet of foam. So we've got a custom cut piece of 50mm blue base Shadow Foam here, and we've got that made to size. And then we've got the cutting kit. So these cutting kits come free with orders over £75, and they include the anti-cut gloves, the scalpel blade, the glue, everything you're going to need to get going. And if your order's not quite at £75, we do have a basic cutting pack as well, which comes free with most orders. So I'm going to start in the bottom right corner here with this set of mole grips. And this is one of the first tools, or one of the earliest good quality tools that I got. So when I finished 2 years in college as an apprentice, full-time in college, in a place not too far away from here, Ellesmere Port, I went to work in a factory in Runcorn, and whilst there I started building my tool set, and I think everything I started with was screw fixes, kind of budget brand, you know, like £9 for a set of screwdrivers, £11 for a set of spanners kind of deal, and I had a bit of a, I think I got like a bundle of very cheap, poor quality tools. And then over my time as an apprentice, I slowly upgraded some of the items. And this was one of the items that got upgraded quite soon. This is a set of Facon mole grips. And they look quite unusual. A typical set of mole grips is something a bit more, where are we looking here? This is something a bit more typical for a set of mole grips. But these Facon ones are like powder coated and look a bit different, and they're really good. They're about 30 or 40 quid, and I remember my supervisor at my first engineering role got me those. He got a set for him and he got a set for me. And I think it's one of the earlier tools that gave me an appreciation for spending a bit more on buying a quality item that will last you a lifetime. And they have. I mean, you can see they're well used. A few years later, I picked up this other set for the same set but in red from eBay. I think they came from, and they're great. They're still looking good and they're still working well. That one's got my name engraved on it. That's a pretty important part of working in a factory on a site with a team. Got to have your name engraved on everything, otherwise you put it down on a production line and it's never be seen again. To be fair, that happens when your name's engraved on it anyway. So, don't know if the name helps too much, but you definitely won't use it again out in the factory if your name's on it. So all we've done there is we've placed the item where we wanted it to go, and then we've cut around it with the scalpel, and then we just push our fingers in and peel back the layers. There's no difference if you're using the black surface or the blue surface. It's the exact same technique. But obviously when you do it this way round, there's no colour contrast. You're not getting that dual colour. But we do get customers who want to have, and I quite like having the colour on display and not having not just having the colour hidden underneath the tools. So if you're looking to colour coordinate your box, maybe you've got a red box like this or a blue box, and you want to open the drawer and have that impact of the colour, then you can just flip over the liner and use it backwards. So that's the first item done there. So just cut round it, cut down about 15-20 mil there, and that was deep enough that I was able to just pull out 2 layers and the tool sits straight in there, no problem. So we're going to work our way along this row now. and then we'll come back and work in a finger pull. Right, so we ploughed ahead there and cut all of the tools in. So it's the exact same process. Cut around the tool, peel back the layers. We didn't want to kind of show you that in detail. If you want to see that, we've got loads of videos on this channel where we go through the full process. But we've laid them all out. And just to go through what we've got here, and also to answer the question, in our last video, we asked you what this was. And we actually had a couple of comments. People guessed right, this is a cable tie tightener and then cutter. So you put a cable tie on and then you can use that, which pulls it really tight, and then you use that to cut it off. And this is Facom, and it's actually 65 quid, I think, RRP. And I managed to pick this up from a little DIY shop for £5. I was in there and they had two of them on the side, and I was like, I didn't even know what it was. I just saw Facom and thought, that's got to be worth more than £5, and bought two, one for me and one for a colleague. And that has stayed in my toolbox ever since. But that is not used very often, but you can't turn your nose up at a £5. So what we've got left now is we've just got to put a couple of finger pulls in. So same as we did last time, we're going to take all this bottom row out and we're going to put a finger pull all the way across the bottom, and then we'll do the same for these items up here, and then we can put it in the drawer. Right, so that's all the finger pulls, and it's quite a simple technique I use for something like this, where we've got loads of items in a row. Rather than trying to put in little circles or individual cutting finger pulls, which they can look a little bit crowded, we just use a straight edge. So this is one of the metre-long aluminium straight edges we have on our website, and we just place that. We go for a ruler's width, 25mm for a finger pull, and just lay it across centre and just cut two lines, and then peel back the foam to create little slots you can get your fingers in there to get the tools out nice and easy. So let's put that in the drawer, and we can have a little bit of a comparison between having the black on top with the blue underneath and then the full blue. So I think I personally prefer the black on the top with the blue underneath, because I think it really, especially with the chrome, it looks really good. But if you're going for, if you've got a blue toolbox or you're going for branding, being able to have that blue surface does look pretty cool, and you can still see quite easily when something's missing. So that's fab. So that's the top 2 drawers done. We're gonna come back to this toolbox in a future video, and we're gonna be rejigging the actual tools that are in these. You can see we've got a drill set missing here, and we're gonna probably change up slightly the design of the drawers. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and stay tuned for future videos. And we'll see you next time.